$30,000. That's what the city of San Antonio will put toward your first home right now, and most buyers I meet have never heard of it. So, what first-time homebuyer programs are actually available in San Antonio in 2026? Here's the short answer. There are 5 real layers: a city forgivable loan of up to $30,000, state grants worth 3 to 5% of your loan, the zero down VA loan if you've served, Texas Veterans Land Board financing, and a federal tax credit that pays you back every year you own the home. I'm Christopher Beal, Army veteran and founder of Veteran Real Estate San Antonio. I've sold over 325 homes here, and plenty of those buyers walked in convinced they needed 20% down. They didn't. Give me the next few minutes and you'll know what each program pays, who qualifies, and the order to do it in, so none of this money gets left on the table. So how much does the city of San Antonio actually give first-time buyers? Up to $30,000 at 0% interest, and if you hold up your end, you never pay it back. It's called the Homeownership Incentive Program. Everybody just says HIP. It comes in 2 flavors. HIP 80 is the big one, between $1,000 and $30,000 for households at or below 80% of the area median income. Stay in the home 5 to 10 years, depending on how much you took, and the whole thing is forgiven. HIP 120 picks up from there for households up to 120% of area median income. That version tops out at $15,000, and most of it forgives over 10 years. The rest just sits at 0 interest until the day you sell. Now, the fine print that actually matters. The house has to be inside San Antonio city limits. Not Schertz, not Cibolo, not unincorporated Bexar County. The money covers down payment and closing costs, and you'll knock out a homebuyer education class before you close. Small hoops, real money. Okay, next layer, the state. So who counts as a Texas hero for the state's down payment money? Veterans, teachers, police officers, firefighters, EMS personnel, and correctional officers? That's the Homes for Texas Heroes program, run by the Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation. Here's what it pays: 3 to 5% of your loan amount, and you pick the structure. Take it as a straight grant, money you never repay, period, or as a 0 interest second lien that's forgiven once you've stayed put, typically 3 years. On a $300,000 loan, 5% is $15,000. That's real money on day one. Minimum credit score, 620. Income caps apply. And here's the part most people get wrong. You don't have to be a first-time buyer for this one. Repeat buyers qualify too. If you are a first-timer though, and that just means you haven't owned a home in the last 3 years, ask about the mortgage credit certificate. When funding allows, it rides along with the state assistance and turns 15% of your mortgage interest, up to $2,000 a year, into a straight federal tax credit. Every single year you own the home. Now for the one built specifically for people who wore the uniform. Is the VA loan still the best first-time buyer program for veterans in San Antonio? In most cases, yes. Nothing else touches it. 0 down payment, no private mortgage insurance, competitive rates. On that same $300,000 house, a conventional buyer might bring $60,000 to skip mortgage insurance. A VA buyer can bring 0. There's one cost people forget: the funding fee. First use, it's 2.15% of the loan. Use your benefit before, 3.3. But here's the piece that matters in a base town like ours. If you have a VA disability rating, even 10%, that fee is waived completely. Around JBSA, that's thousands of families who skip it. And Texas stacks one more on top. The Texas Veterans Land Board runs its own home loan program. Fixed rates up to the 2026 conforming limit, a bit over $830,000. Worth pricing side by side with your VA quote. Time for my keep it real moment. Assistance money is not free money. Grants usually ride on a slightly higher interest rate. Forgivable loans claw back if you sell or refinance early. If you've got VA eligibility and some savings, a clean VA loan with no strings can beat a stacked deal. Run both sets of numbers. I'll help you run them either way. So what should you actually do first? Talk to a lender who works these programs every single week, before you ever tour a house. Here's why the order matters. Not every lender in town is approved for the city program or the state program. And I've watched buyers fall for a house, then find out their lender can't touch the assistance they were counting on. The play looks like this. Get connected with a program-approved lender. I can point you to the ones who do this daily. Get your real budget. And for context, the median home in Bexar County right now runs right around $300,000. So this assistance genuinely moves the needle. Knock out the education class online, then go shopping with your stack already approved. Quick recap. The city, up to $30,000 forgivable. The state, 3 to 5% for heroes and everyday Texans alike. And the VA loan, still the benchmark. 0 down, no mortgage insurance. Plus the tax credit, quietly paying you back every April. Whether you're at Lackland, Randolph, or Fort Sam Houston, or you're just a first-timer trying to make the math work, reach out. 210-882-8583 or veteranrealestatesa.com. I'm Christopher Beal with Veteran Real Estate San Antonio, and I'll see you in the next one.